it becomes clear.
Wuchang. Fallen Feathers is an action RPG with Souls-like gameplay by Lindsay, published by 505 Games, set in the late Ming Dynasty, a dark, chaotic period in the land of Shu. The game is due to be released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows PC. Graphically, it's superb, at least as far as character models are highly detailed and fluid animations all blend together to bring about a beautiful, visually stunning experience. It follows the story of the game's female pirate protagonist by the name of Wuchang, who woke up with amnesia in a land blighted by the ornithopy disease. The plot is themed on survival against overwhelming odds, identity, and the will to resist. This will easily be a game to sell to fans of action RPGs or anyone seeking deep, strategic combat. Wuchang. Fallen Feathers brings a great combination of history, fantasy, and intense action, all put together into a unique and unforgettable trading card gaming experience.
It runs in my blood.
NIT Games is developing an ambitious looter-shooter RPG called Project Magnum. It is set in a desolate, dystopian sci-fi world standing on the brink of apocalypse. Fast combats are combined with strategic in-game mechanics in this game. Project Magnum is due for release on PC and consoles. Among these, PlayStation platforms are confirmed as launch platforms. The gameplay is based on a high-octane combat loop in which players fight against hundreds of robots and other monster creatures. It is about a mysterious protagonist, due to inheritance, fighting against extraterrestrial invaders to save the world from them. There is the struggle of survival and overcoming right at the core of the story. For action, RPG, and looter-shooter series buffs, Project Magnum will be a title to watch. Its mix of intense combat and deep storytelling lets it promise delivery of a unique and immersive gaming experience to casual and hardcore gamers alike. Throne and Liberty is an NCSoft MMORPG strong in its lineage from bold online role-playing games. Setting itself amid richly elaborate fantasy, Throne and Liberty binds together the narrative-driven gameplay of open worldwide roaming and large-scale PvP battles. It is due for release on September 17th, 2024 for PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. Graphically, well, Throne and Liberty looks really impressive. It's definitely going to sport high-quality graphics. The intricate art style doesn't let anything down, be it lush forests and arid deserts or busy cities. Visual effects really come into their own while in combat or spellcasting. While Throne and Liberty is the next wide real estate in an MMORPG for players, especially those who enjoy large-scale PvP and faction wars, the same cannot be said about others regarding deep immersion or polish. Major improvements should be made toward main issues brought up by the early testers if Throne and Liberty is to stand out in today's competitive MMORPG market.
World Combat Guild. The Throne.
Phantom Blade Zero is a dark, fabulism-licked action RPG with the reminiscences of Ming Dynasty-era China, striking a balance between wuxia components from China and the steampunk machinery with occult arts that S-Game has strung together to really suck in atmosphere. Mechanisms of central distraction circle around fighting. In terms of pacing and combos, it is faster, not as punishingly hard as in Souls-like games, set to hit PS5 and PC at launch very soon. It mainly tells the story of Soul, the top assassin who becomes framed for killing his master. Saved by a mysterious healer, Soul has only 66 days to reveal the conspiracy and redeem himself. Tragedy and revenge with survival are strong characteristic themes of this story. Phantom Blade Zero is, without question, the most exceptional it gets when it comes to its visual presentation. The character models and animations are wonderfully fleshed out, meaning the combat looks and feels fluid and effective. Phantom Blade Zero is a game very strongly recommended to all action RPG lovers. Scheduled for release, Code to Jin Yong is an open-world martial arts video game by Lightspeed Studios' Ancient China. It has almost all the gameplay elements that will further deepen and keep players targeting Unreal Engine 5, probably to some puzzle-solving or progression systems from combat to exploration, for auxiliary under Tencent Games. Easy operation and effective UI upgrade the satisfaction and immersion of gameplay. In the visual presentation of Ancient China, Code to Jin Yong shows great achievements in art and graphics. Drawing from what one can surmise from a legendary wuxia novel written by Jin Yong, the story of Code to Jin Yong is bound to be full of many exciting plot twists and fills of character development rich in theming. Hopefully, details on writing, voices, and the structure of limbs come sooner rather than later. For now, though, some good ancestry is backing it that likely forebodes an interesting and deep storytelling experience. While further details are awaited, I can confidently recommend it to action, adventure, and martial arts gamers or any person remotely interested in deep setting stories bathed in history. Mixing an action exploration game with probably the most intricate storytelling, as in Code to Jin Yong, will give much deeper dives into a whole universe of legends, letting people feel the touch of martial arts by wind from ancient Chinese times. Project DT is an ambitiously mysterious new action game from Chinese studio Digital Sky. The game will grant an electrifying experience to Bayonetta, Nayar, and Devil May Cry fans. In the setup of a science fiction world, one controls the main character, a girl who has been docketed into becoming the hero, but seems to think more of her function as a human or another MK. This game will be available on Steam. No release date for the game announced yet. Project DT will hit hard with its engrossing story and captivating visuals, really intense combat, and a mysterious atmosphere. Probably one of the finest this game has to offer, with refreshing new game mechanics. Action game fans with intellectual storytelling will want to see where Project DT goes. Stylish combat? Mystery fixing? This game's got something that will pique your interests. Where Winds Meet takes ancient China back to the era of the 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms and is an open-world action role-playing video game. Put forth and developed by Everstone Games and published by NetEase Games, this fine performance can straddle enormous space torn apart by war, political intrigues, and epic struggles. Though no definite date of release seems guaranteed just yet, it'll no doubt churn out with a big splash into, guess what, PS5 and PC. Buying devices for research and battling propose options that guarantee engaging support for the loop between gameplay. Explore various settings, from calm countries to noisy cities, wonderful wilderness regions to mysterious caves, wild canyons, and faultless open-world settings. 2 main quests are set before your main character: to regain soul memory about your real hero identity and to learn mystic wuxia artistry, which is upgraded in time while the hero restores his memory. The game is surely going to leave a lot of positive impressions on the fans of both adventure games and role-playing games. Where Winds Meet would be one of those titles whereby everybody turns their attention once the release date finally arrives, as it does balance so right between being such an alluring game and a culturally enriching experience. Project The Perceiver. It's an open-world action game in a fantasy world, full of political undertones. So far, it has been confirmed to be arriving on PlayStation 4 and 5. No date announced for release as of yet. This will be an action genre, an open-world genre of action in exploration of clashing beliefs in a world gone astray. It will feature activities ranging from various gameplays to progression systems, a transformable protagonist, special abilities, refined controls, and a fine line of challenges that cater equally to casual gamers as much as hardcore gamers with a well-rounded difficulty curve. It's drop-dead gorgeous, Ghost of Tsushima-esque in its bits of exploration, matched with quite immaculate visuals of quality that render it unmatched in delight. It follows a protagonist who sometimes goes by the name of the Mask of Devotion, dying in war but happening to just reappear again as the masked phantom to do battles to death for moral philosophy against the Mask of Umbra. Anyone who's into open-world action games with deep narratives and political themes will find Project The Perceiver well worth the purchase. It caters to all, from casual gamers to even a user seeking something with deep political commentary.